Welcome back to the Queens. And yesterday, SciManDan took it upon himself to make a video basically calling me the most clueless flat earther in existence. So, of course, in response, I named and titled this video the most clueless globe earther in existence. And believe me, it's true.
Flat Earth fail compilations has been a staple on this channel, so much so that we are now on the 43rd episode. So when I saw a flat earther come up with Flat Earth wins compilation number 1, I literally dropped everything I was doing and watched it. Cannot wait for this one. Back to today's video, which, as I said earlier, is a new series from Flat Earther The Queens. Now, she's appeared on the Flat Earth Fail compilation before, which I guess is where she's got her idea from. I'm a little flattered. Here we go.
But basically, there was a video made by Planner Walk, and it was called Nathan Oakley Has to Say This Flat Earth channel on YouTube.
Good one, Planner Walk, and very true.
Featuring at FTFE Official, another Glowtard. And basically, they just shun flat earth believers, just like SciManDan. Basically, like, you can't really find too much from SciManDan about the globe earth. His videos are basically contributed to shaming flat earthers instead of trying to prove a point, in which I will do today.
Shaming flat earthers? I don't do that. Do I?
Point proven. Now, instead of playing his entire video, I'm going to pick out the key things in which he basically disagreed with me upon. Can reflect light on the side of the moon that faces away from it at all times. Sit this one out. Or did you all forget that the moon revolves around the earth and not the sun? You guys are the jokes.
Whoa. What did she say there?
Such as, if you all can't explain how the sun can reflect light on the side of the moon that faces away from it at all times.
I don't really know how to tell you this. It doesn't.
Okay, now notice that he said the side of the moon that faces away from the earth at all times does not receive any sunlight. So if you picture a full moon where you're showing the moon on the right-hand side, the earth in the middle, and the sun to the left, that right side of the moon is allegedly without any light. But as the moon is supposed to be rotating around the globe, that side that was in darkness will become the side that is in light. Now, he will talk about this further when he mentions a new moon. And he says that a new moon is without light because it is dark, because it is at that point between the heliocentric earth, the globe earth, and the sun. That is why you cannot see any light. But wouldn't the moon be on that side of the earth for more than just one moment? Actually, it should be on that side of the earth for some days. So we should not be seeing any light for more days than one if you're saying that a new moon is the reason why we wouldn't see any light at all. Because you've gone from a full moon being on the right side of the earth to rotating the moon around your globe earth, and now you should be in a full moon, in a new moon phase. Not necessarily a new moon phase, but the moon should appear the same as though it would during a full moon, because at that point, during a full moon, a new moon, because during that point, the moon is between the sun and the globe earth. So why is it there's total darkness during a new moon that probably lasts a couple minutes a day or however long it lasts? It only lasts for just one day. But the moon is on that side in between the sun and the globe earth for days. So as I stated, and the whole point of my video was, why are we seeing the moon's light when it is on in between the earth, the globe earth, and the sun for days on that side of the earth? Like, you all don't understand that? Also had TG Studio 85 at the Queens is an easy explanation. Even my 7-year-old understood it. That side is lit by light reflected off Earth. That phenomenon is called Earthshine.
Okay, so a possible explanation as to how the moon could be slightly illuminated, yes.
So if that phenomenon is called Earthshine, that means that when you go outside at nighttime and you look in the sky, you're looking at Earthshine. Because that side of the moon that faces away from the Earth at all times is the side of the moon that we're seeing. The side that faces Earth is that side. The side that we see at night cannot face the Earth and the sun at the same time. So you have to pick a side.
Well, actually, it can when it is here in its orbit. It's called a full moon.
Notice, like I just stated a moment ago, that he instantly equated this back to talking about the full moon, but he knew that I was talking about the moon being facing the earth and away from the sun. That's exactly what I just said. Why would you put the moon on that side of the earth, the globe earth, when you know that's not what I was saying? What I was saying, as I said, the side that faces the moon, that faces the earth at all times, cannot face the sun and the earth at the same time. Now he's saying that it is a full moon, but when you change that around to the new moon phase, or you rotate that basically on the other side, the side that is lit by sun is going to change to the right side, and the dark side of the moon is going to become the light side, meaning that the side that is facing us should be in darkness. In the globe earth have been saying this whole time that the moonlight is the sunlight reflecting off of it. Now all of a sudden it's Earthshine. Fail.
Well, it's pretty easy to see the difference between the sunlight reflecting off the moon and Earthshine. Take a look at this picture. The bright part is where the sun is reflecting off it. The rest of the moon is illuminated very slightly by Earthshine. It's so dim because the sun's light is being reflected off Earth and then onto the moon. But I'm not sure that the Earthshine explanation...
The sunlight is being reflected off Earth onto the moon. What happened to just a moment ago when you said that the sunlight reflects off of the moon?
Is here in its orbit. It's called a full moon, facing us and the sun at the same time.
Therefore, what you are saying is that the side that we see in our nighttime skies is a phenomenon called Earthshine. So why have all of you globetrotters and professors and all of the rest of you guys that believe in the globe Earth have been saying this whole time that the moonlight is the sunlight reflecting off of it? Now all of a sudden it's Earthshine. Fail.
Well, it's pretty easy to see the difference between the sunlight reflecting off the moon and Earthshine. Take a look at this picture. The bright part is where the sun is reflecting off it. The rest of the moon is illuminated very slightly by Earthshine. Now notice in the picture that he posted here, he's saying that the bottom portion is being lit up by the reflection of the sun. When have you ever seen a moon appear like this? Because I've never seen it. And the light would have to be coming in from beneath the moon in order for the reflection to be at the bottom. Fail. It's so dim because the sun's light is being reflected off Earth and then onto the moon. But I'm not sure that the Earthshine explanation was correct anyway. And I'm not sure that the Earthshine comment was correct anyway. Of course it wasn't. You're showing us a picture of the moon with its light diminished, and it's only showing a crescent shape at the bottom as though the sunlight is coming in from the bottom. You know doggone well you have never looked in the sky and seen the moon appear that way. Now, I think this is more of a misunderstanding of the Earth-Moon-Sun relationship by the Queens. No, it's a misunderstanding on your part, because you just said yourself that you don't really believe in the Earthshine stuff anyway, because you showed one picture and said that's Earthshine, so that's the only time it's Earthshine ever, when it appears like that in that picture. So all the rest of the time, as I stated, it would have to be what? The sunlight reflecting onto the moon, based on your model. To the point where she gets a diagram out to try and explain her issue. But I have personally seen only the bottom half of the moon lit at a point of time. And that is impossible based on the globe Earth model if the light is only supposed to come in horizontally. Yes. Well, that will all be down to your location on the globe. Notice he said, yes. So if the light is supposed to be coming in horizontally, why did you just show a picture
of the moon and saying that it was Earthshine, but it's only showing a crescent amount of light at the bottom of it. What happened to the sunlight reflection? Where is it?
Here on the south coast of the UK, the first quarter moon looks like this, illuminated from the bottom right.
As you can see in the first picture he was saying from the UK, you can see that it is showing light coming in from the right side.
From our perspective. In Australia, it will look like this, illuminated from the bottom left.
From the bottom left and all that. So both of those pictures, neither one of them appeared like the one he showed before, where he's saying Earthshine, where only maybe 3% of the bottom portion of the moon was lit. Like, I don't know why he put that picture in that video, but it needs to be removed because it's garbage.
This is because of our perspective, as I just said. And it's not impossible at all. When the moon is in a position in its orbit that is right angles to the sun, like the first quarter, then you will see that whilst it has a whole face illuminated, we can only see half of that face. As you can see, it's entirely possible.
Just the bottom portion of the moon should not be lit. But if you watch the sky enough, you will see that happens. So here in this diagram, we have the phases of the moon. Of course, we have the third quarter, the waning gibbous, full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, waxing crescent, new moon, and waning crescent. But the phase I want to focus on is the full moon. Now, you and Deloy stated at the Queens, I just explained to you that the side we can't see will point away from the sun during a full moon.
Bang on. The side facing away from us during a full moon is in complete darkness.
The side facing away from us during a full moon is in complete darkness. So, the side facing us during a new moon is in complete darkness. So why is it that all of a sudden it's still on that same side, which would be the left side for the new moon, but all of a sudden it's showing so brightly in the sky? What happened to the light? It's not supposed to be there. But Pilo 1408 stated that's a lie. The side we see does face the sun during the full moon. So you see how they can't even come to a common agreement? These globetards fail.
The side that we can't see that's facing away from the sun is exactly the same as the side that we can see that is facing the sun. Both comments mean the same thing. How can you not see that? Dear, oh dear.
Both comments mean the same thing. When just earlier he just said that the side that faces away from the sun is in total darkness. So you can't have it both ways. Now they're the same. You just said during a full moon that side is dark because it's facing away from the sun. Now it's the same side. Dear, oh dear. Now, Kevin Smith stated at the Queens, the phases of the moon change based on what part of the moon is facing the sun. The sun is not inside the moon's orbit. In about 28 days, the sun will have shown a complete 360 degrees of the moon, just as it does on Earth in 24 hours. We call that night and day. So if you call that night and day, shouldn't there be a nighttime side of the moon and a daytime side?
Yes, there is, but the moon takes 28 days to rotate once on its axis. So if you lived on the moon, each day would roughly be about 14 days long.
As well, or should I say a light side and a dark side? Fail.
What? There is a light side and a dark side. It's the moon's day and night. I think I know the Queen's issue, and it's very common amongst flat earthers. They cannot think in 3D. There he goes with the 3D bullcrap. Look at this video clip here, the Queens. It shows you very nicely, I think, how the moon and Earth are illuminated by the sun, and crucially how we view the moon here on Earth during its orbit. If you watch that, then you should be convinced, although I doubt that she will be.
I'm not convinced because for one, you're showing a video of a moon going around a globe Earth, and the moon is not even changing phases. And I don't know if anybody have told you all before, but that is a terrible video that you all have used several times in the past, and you need to stop using it because for one, the phases of the moon are not changing on it, although the moon is rotating around your globe Earth. Fail. So now we move over to space.com, and of course there are just...
And yes, it is only truly 100% fully illuminated at a time when the moon, earth and sun are directly lined up. And that is when the lunar eclipse occurs.
So that means when speaking about a full moon, a 100% full moon, meaning a real full moon. You can't call something a full moon if it's really not. And a lot of times things with globe earthers, they love to use the word appear. We're going to stick with the definite. So when you're talking about a definite full moon, meaning a 100% full moon, that is what you will call a lunar eclipse.
So your eyes can tell the difference between 100% illuminated and 99.5% illuminated. That's amazing. Pretty good trick that, the Queens.
Reflecting the Earth's shadow.
Oh wow, she really doesn't understand it, does she? Okay, one last time. When the moon is illuminated and it looks bright, then that is the sunlight reflecting off it.
The moon looks bright every night, last I checked. It may be only a portion of it that is bright, but it definitely appears bright every night. So I would say basically what you're saying is that the sun's light is always reflecting on the moon.
When you can sort of see the moon, but it's really dim, then that is Earthshine.
I've never sort of been able to see the moon. You all let me know, have you ever sort of been able to see the moon? Because the only time I can ever sort of see the moon is in the daytime when it appears transparent. But based on this picture he's putting up and calling it Earthshine and showing light at the bottom portion of it, light should not be coming in like that. And you verified and doubled up on what I said earlier in the video when you showed how the moon appeared in the UK and in the other area, basically trying to show and prove that the light is supposed to come in horizontal. Yet you go against yourself when you come with this Earthshine bullcrap, and clearly the light is coming in from the bottom. Fail.
When the moon is being blocked by the Earth during a lunar eclipse, then that is the Earth's shadow. During a new moon, when you can't see the moon at all, that is because it is the side not illuminated by the sun, because it's in between us and the sun.
Okay, now that was the greater portion of my video, which was the whole entire point. Now he just said when the moon is between the Earth and the sun, that is where we get the new moon, and you're not able to see any of the light.
When the moon is being blocked by the Earth during a lunar eclipse, then that is the Earth's shadow. During a new moon, when you can't see the moon at all, that is because it is the side not illuminated by the sun, because it's in between us and the sun. I hope that makes sense for her.
Is the moon only in between the Earth and the sun for like 1 minute out of its whole journey? Like, because he said earlier in the video that it took a long time to orbit the Earth. So someone please enlighten me on how is it that we're able to see a bright sun in the sky when the moon is supposed to be a bright moon in the sky, when it is supposed to be on half of the Earth for half of its journey, which is about 15, 16 days. But just this one day or just this one moment, all of a sudden, we're not able to see it because it's between the Earth and the sun. It's between the Earth and the sun for multiple days. Dan, what is the excuse that we're able to see it most of the time and then just that one moment we can't? We shouldn't see it at all if that's how it works. Do you not understand that?
Right, I think that just about does it for today.